This is Areeb reporting to you live from outside New York. I'm joined by Robert Kaufman, who's a Trump supporter.
Correct.
Robert, why do you support Trump?
Because I believe that Donald Trump is the closest thing to the voice of the people, which is what government was supposed to be in the first place.
And how do you respond to people calling him a racist, a xenophobe, a sexist?
How do I respond to that?
Yeah.
Those people, they are victims of a false narrative that's been forced on them by a media that lies.
And do you think the mainstream media is out to get Donald Trump?
Well, I mean, they're not out to get Donald Trump as much as they're out to protect themselves.
Okay. And protect themselves from what exactly?
Protect themselves so that they can continue to play the game of chess that they do with the people.
Okay.
People are nothing more than chess pieces in a chess game
Yeah.
to be manipulated by those who control.
Yeah. And before Donald Trump came, would you vote for the Republican Party?
No,
Why not?
because I would not have voted for any party. I would have been completely disconnected from the process and not even slightly interested in voting for either side.
So I've just heard that Donald Trump is doing really well in New Hampshire.
That's as I predicted. I predicted he will win in a landslide, including the state of New York and New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I believe he will win.
And if he wins, how would you react?
I will be very happy about it, and I would plan to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that would be provided to a person who believes in entrepreneurialism.
Okay.
As an entrepreneur myself,
And if he doesn't win, what would you do?
I would continue to try to forge a path of entrepreneurialism for myself. However, I feel that I would be functioning at a handicap without the assistance of somebody at the higher levels of government, making sure that the atmosphere was conducive to entrepreneurialism.
And if Trump was to win, what would your message be to the Muslim community, Latinos, Mexicans?
Yeah, well, Muslim.
Yeah.
Are you Muslim community?
I'm Muslim, but
Good.
yeah.
I'm happy about this.
Yeah.
What what I would say to the Muslim community is that Donald Trump is your best friend. Don't believe the rhetoric that's used. I mean, listen, presidential campaigns are very divisive. People have to say things, including Donald Trump has to say some very strong things sometimes. But at the end of the day, Donald Trump cares about people who care about themselves. And so if the Muslim community, if people from the Muslim community care about themselves and care about what they do and care about other people.
Even if he wants to kick Muslims out?
He will not kick anybody out.
Well, he said that, though.
But that process of doing it, the processing of doing that is not as easy as said.
But he did say it.
But saying it and him being it mean he can do it, that has to go through due process. Everything has to go through due process before you can kick people out. And me personally, just me, not Donald Trump, but me, I would never advocate kicking Muslim people out of this country. It's funny, even though I've had my own opinions about some certain things that have to do with the Muslim community, but the truth is that every Muslim person who I've ever met myself in business and in business have actually been very nice people. And on the merit of meeting them, I would trust them, and I would continue to do business with them and be friends with them and everything else, because they don't show any sign of being bad people at all. They seem to be good people to me.
And what about Mexicans and the wall?
Good people to me. I had a girlfriend many years ago who was Mexican, and she was the most wonderful person I ever met, and her family was wonderful also.
Yeah?
Yes, they accepted me, and they were very nice people.
And do you think the votes are rigged?
Yes, I do. I believe the whole system is rigged. I believe the whole message that people should be against each other, Muslims against Americans, Mexicans against Americans, Americans against Muslims, whatever, is all bullshit. People can figure out for themselves who they're against and who they're not.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be against somebody because they did something to make me against them, if they don't make something against me, I don't make nothing against them too.
So, and I'm broadcasting live around the world. Could you show the world your outfit?
Yes. We're free.
And is this your way of showing America's freedom?
Yes.
And no one said anything at all?
No. Police, the New York City police love us. They love us, yes, because they understand us.
Okay.
Because we went to school in the same schools. We grew up a long time ago. I'm 51 years old right now. Even I know I don't look it.
And did you vote in the last election?
No.
Why?
Because I was not interested in anything that was going on at the time. The first and the last time I had ever voted in a presidential election was approximately 25 years ago when Ross Perot ran.
Okay.
He was the first and last president I ever voted for. Until today, at 9 a.m. this morning, I voted for Donald Trump and Mike Pence.
Yeah?
Second time in my life I voted at all for anything.
Yeah?
Yes.
And if there's one thing that you wish doesn't continue after Obama leaves office, what would that be?
Something that I wish that would continue?
Or wouldn't continue?
Would not continue. Political correct dialogue. People who feel that they are not allowed to say what they want to say.
Okay.
And that they are free to say and feel however they want to feel.
Clearly you've demonstrated that you can say whatever you want to say, no?
That's correct.
Yeah?
Yes.
So do you feel that political correct dialogue still exists?
More so now than ever before.
Yeah?
In the divisiveness of politics, yes.
Yeah. And did it not matter to you that the first black president was elected by the American people?
Although I did not vote for President Obama, I felt that he was the right choice at the time. So when he was elected, I was happy about the election. I'm disappointed with his performance over the last 8 years because at the time I believe I was maybe naive and I made the wrong choice. However, I believe that President Obama, Barack Obama, is a high quality person with a high education. And I respect him, and he's a great speaker. But I believe that the United States right now is been disillusioned by academia.
Yeah.
Academia is overrated in this climate.
Okay.
We don't need any more academia.
Okay.
We need street smart.
Okay.
Boots on the ground.
Okay.
People who know how to make things happen.
My final question to you is this. A lot of people are saying that America is now more divided than ever before.
I disagree.
What? You disagree with that? Okay. My final question is...
You know why?
Why?
Because I personally, and again, I'm 51 years old, but I'm still a child. I'm a child of American culture, basically.
Okay.
And there has certainly been a time where there was a big divide between black and white.
Yeah.
Whites were trained to hate blacks. Blacks were trained to hate whites. Guess what? I got news for everybody. That shit doesn't exist anymore. Black people are wonderful. White people are wonderful. We get along just fine until somebody tries to create divisive messages to divide us.
Okay.
We're perfectly on the same narrative. We understand. And that's why there are so many African Americans in support of Donald Trump right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my final question to you is this. If there was one good thing that Obama did in his 8 years, what would that have been? What would that have been, sorry?
Trump is winning Kentucky.
There is no data to support anything that I know of right now. I know that they would like to say that they've fixed a lot of the problems with regards to jobs, but I mean our growth is just too anemic to say anything good about it.
Okay.
There's no evidence yet.
Okay.
Maybe that question would be better off asked in 5 years from now, where we might be in a much better position, and a lot of people might say, well, hey, that was because of policies that were implemented by President Obama 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And then maybe I might be inclined to agree with that.
Okay.
But at this point, I'm not seeing any evidence yet of what the President Obama would have done good for the country, or other than the fact that he was a good representative of the country who did not embarrass himself. He was a very smart person, a very educated person, and I like the way he carries himself and I like the way he speaks. Unfortunately, I just think that he some kind of belief system, that a narrative that means that we have to change the way the American people think, and I think that's wrong.
Okay.
I think America is what it is because of the capitalist and the capitalist and entrepreneurialistic spirit that exists in the individual people to grow their own business, to grow their own entities, and become, rather than to become the employee of Walmart.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay. Thank you. One photograph. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So there you have it. Entrepreneurism and the capitalistic work ethic of the American people is what's made it what it is today. So we're going to try and find some supporters of who are against Donald Trump, just to kind of get a balance, to kind of see what Americans have to say. So let's try and tune in to another one.
Okay. So you don't care if he says these things that sometimes you think it's going to be good for him?
I think overall it's going to be
Let's try and talk to that gentleman over there to get why he supports Donald Trump. Excuse me, sir. Could you tell us why you support Donald Trump?
No, I've spoken to a few people already.
Okay, no worries.
Thanks. Trump watchers.
Could I grab you for a second?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. It's very, very quiet right now in terms of protesters, people on the streets supporting Donald Trump. So we're going to turn off the live stream for now. We'll tune in later on as we know who exactly is the next president, the next 7 p.m. Before I go, I just want to show you the kind of security we've got here. We've got dump trucks outside surrounding Trump Tower. Police have said to me this was done as a precaution to prevent any potential kind of terrorist plot if it ever was to happen. Many many policemen and commentators are fearing a potential backlash against Donald Trump if he was to win here in New York. New York has historically been a very strong Democrat state, but polls coming out of New Hampshire suggesting otherwise in terms of the gains for Donald Trump against Hillary Clinton. Clinton, funnily enough, is just one block down the road in the Peninsula Hotel. Her hotel has also been surrounded and barricaded by dump trucks with sand. The only kind of people out here right now is journalists waiting to see if anything is to kick off. We'll keep you posted here at Middle East Eye if anything does happen.